Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome to Wabash College. On behalf of our faculty, staff, administration, alumni, and certainly our students, allow me to convey a special, hearty, and enthusiastic welcome to the Wabash men of the class of 2019. Before we begin, please join me in thanking Senior Religion Major Sam Vaught for providing the organ prelude to today's ceremony. My name is Mike Raiders, Wabash class of 1985 and the Dean of Students here at the college, and it is my distinct honor and great pleasure to welcome you to the Pioneer Chapel and the class of 2019's ringing in ceremony. The Pioneer Chapel is perhaps the most distinctive place on our campus. Dedicated in 1929, it has great stature, presence, historical relevance, but alas, no air conditioning. Accordingly, should the temperatures rise and begin to get to you, please know the ceremony is being streamed live and is available for viewing now in Baxter 101 out the doors of the chapel and to the building to your right. That said, let it be known that the responsibility for today's weather was assigned by President Hess to the Dean of Students' office. So I certainly hope you've enjoyed what's been a magnificent day outside today. What a great and exciting ceremony and tradition this is. Ringing in Saturday, one of the many unique traditions at Wabash College. Today, 251 of you officially become Wabash men. We're delighted to see all of you here, and our faculty and staff are ready for you and excited to participate in your education. This day should be one you'll remember as one of the most special in your lives. As we gather for the first of what will be many times in this hallowed chapel, we do so, as you know oh so well by now, as a college that takes you most seriously, your dreams and aspirations, your desire to achieve, and certainly the education we will provide which will guide your path. Indeed, we have taken the education of young men seriously here since 1832, and ours is a rich and proud history you will come to know and, dare I say, cherish over the next 4 years and beyond. You should also know that we take our fight song quite seriously. It is regarded by many, particularly in polls of our students and alumni, as the best in the country, of course. And it is certainly regarded by most who hear it as the longest fight song in America. I invite all of you to find the words to Old Wabash on the inside cover of your orientation booklet. At this time, we ask that you please join the Wabash College Glee Club in its 123rd year of existence under the direction of Dr. Richard Bowen, the accompaniment of Eileen Bowen, as it provides a rousing rendition of our beloved fight song. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and sing Old Wabash. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you. Thank you to the members of the Glee Club who returned to campus early to help us ignite the spirit of the college through song. The Glee Club spreads the fame of Wabash's honored name, performing across the campus, community, country, and indeed the world. If any members of the entering class are interested in the club or any of our musical ensembles, please sign up for an audition this week in the music wing of the Fine Arts Center. You go-getters should do that this evening when we gather there for our first gentleman's rule discussion. While this may seem like a daunting task now, you men of the class of 19 will be asked to sing that song word for word and over and over and over and over again at the annual Chapel Sing competition the Thursday morning of homecoming week. Start studying soon and now. We look forward to hearing your musical talents on October the 1st. So that all of our guests may enjoy the remaining elements of the program, I ask you to please turn off all cell phones and pagers, and I thank you for that. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Thorpe, Dean of Enrollment Management here at Wabash. Dean Thorpe, Wabash class of 1986, is here representing all those affiliated with the effort placed to recruit each and every one of you to our college. From counselors to coaches, administrators to faculty members and staff, every member of the Wabash community has sought to play a key role in your matriculation here, and we are all excited that you have decided on Wabash. In order that he may welcome you and describe you a bit to one another, please welcome Dean Michael Thorpe.
I'm still out of breath from singing. On behalf of the Office of Admission and Financial Aid, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Wabash. Your class represents the most selective cohort at Wabash in the past several years. Yep, 1,242 guys applied to sit in those seats. Only about 60% of you were admitted. That's right, guys. The class of 2019 is stronger academically than any other men on campus. The challenge for you now is to live up to that and to continue to excel intellectually. Let me tell you a little bit about yourselves. There are 244 new students, 244 first-time freshmen, 7 of you are transfers, 251 total new students. That's an auspicious number because it's prime. It's a prime number. Yep. Wait, it gets even better. You share a cosmic connection. Our president just turned. He had a birthday. He's a prime number. So all year, you can guess how old he is. Your average grade point average was 3.7. And while your average SAT score was 1150, together, your SAT reading and math was 289,637. That's right. Just think what you could accomplish when you work together. The most common name in your class is William. There are 8 of you. So guys, just get ready. Bill, Billy, Willie, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. If we get creative on spelling, there are 8 Nicks. That's if we count Nicola. 4 of you share September 10th as your birthday. 4 others of you share March 8th as your birthday. Now see if you can find each other. One of you had a birthday yesterday. One of you has a birthday tomorrow. And yes, this is about to get embarrassing for one of you who knows what's coming next. Happy birthday, Charles Fry. You come from 17 states, including Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, the great state of Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Mississippi, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, and Washington. You come from 7 foreign nations, including Bangladesh, Cambodia, China, Malaysia, Pakistan, South Korea, and Vietnam. 20 of you have fathers that attended Wabash. 20 of you have brothers that attended Wabash. 14 of you have cousins, 7 of you have grandfathers, 17 of you have uncles, 1 of you has a stepdad, and to the rest of you guys that feel left out, don't. Because the reality of what's going to happen when the president rings that bell is instantaneously you're going to have 13,000 new brothers. We enjoyed reading your applications, and we enjoyed getting to know you and your parents over the last few months. You earned a place in this class through your hard work. I assure you and your parents that if we didn't believe that you could be successful, you would not be sitting there. What we saw when we reviewed your transcripts and read your counselor recommendations, when we met with you at your high school, when we drove to your soccer games and observed you playing soccer, what we saw in you were young men who were ready for a bigger challenge. We saw more than a collection of grades and test scores. We saw young men who volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, who were passionate about music. You were on the academic team at your school. You volunteered in soup kitchens. Nearly a dozen of you are Eagle Scouts. You were your school class presidents. You were YMCA youth coaches. You were young men who participated in mission trips to El Salvador, Uganda, Guatemala, Guadalajara, and Jamaica. Young men who participated in your school choir. One of you helped raise $100,000 for Riley Children's Hospital. One of you was featured on Sports Illustrated with Peyton Manning. You were debate champions, you were consistent and diligent workers on your family farm, and you were presidents of your school's National Honor Society. You gave of yourself, and you tested your boundaries. Perfect training for the next 4 years. And for you, you'll need to draw on that training and experience. Our faculty will expect you to step up to the plate and hit an intellectual home run every day. The challenge over the next 4 years is for you to become better, much better than you are today. Each day you will need to work harder than you thought was possible, and our college, now your college, will give you the tools that you need to be successful, both for the next 4 years and the rest of your lives. Welcome to Wabash.
Thank you, Dean Thorpe. On behalf of our student life team and the faculty and staff under the leadership of Dean of the College, Scott Feller, I accept the responsibilities for the holistic education of these fine young men about to be rung in as Wabash men. Gentlemen, as mentioned previously and repetitively, we take your education very seriously. At the heart of our work together is the mission of the college, and we will all be there to support you, push you, nudge you, educate you in the classroom and outside of it, to think more critically, act more responsibly, lead more effectively, and live more humanely than you have to this point in your lives. While you are all successful in your own right, with high school records to illustrate as such, we will all push you to work harder, strive further, and reach higher than you may think or even know you can do right now. We likely have seen or will see in you more than you see in yourself, and we'll do all we can do to guide you to maximize that potential. That is good, hard labor, student-centered work that you will find we will perform with passion and energy. At the heart of your work will be the gentleman's rule, the one rule that governs our students' behaviors. The student is expected to conduct himself at all times, both on and off the campus, as a gentleman and a responsible citizen. As you look through your orientation schedule, you'll see many sessions dedicated to educating you on the high expectations we have for our rule. Suffice to say, gentlemen, I take our rule and both your responsibilities to reach it and mine and my colleagues to teach it very seriously indeed. We'll talk more, much more, about the gentleman's rule in the hours, days, and indeed years ahead. It has been my experience in my time as a student here, an alumnus, and a professional on campus that the gentleman's rule becomes a way of life for Wabash men, a thread weaving its way through teen years to adulthood and beyond. Another of those important threads in the development of Wabash men is the legacy of those who have come before us. Wabash alumni are among the most engaged, dedicated, and passionate men you'll find. That description certainly holds true for the current president of our alumni body, the National Association of Wabash Men. Rick Cavanaugh is one of those leaders who walks the walk that he talks. He is a most generous man of his time, talents, and treasure to his alma mater, his fraternity, his alumni brethren, and our students. He, like me, is also the proud father of a Wabash student, and I am proud to call him my friend and colleague in the education of our young men, from recruit to student to loyal alumnus. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the NAWM President Rick Cavanaugh, Wabash Class of 1976.
Good afternoon. It's a glorious day here today. Last year, I think it was 95 degrees out. We were counting bodies as we went through this process. It is a glorious day. It is a great day for the class of 2019. As Mike said, I serve as president of the National Association of Wabash Men, the alumni body of Wabash College. Men of the class of 2019, this is a big day for you. This is the start of your journey as a Wabash man. On behalf of the alumni of Wabash College, I welcome you and your family to our great institution. You've heard it said that Wabash is a community, a family. 3 times my family has sat in this, chapel for the ringing in of a family member. The first, my own ringing in on August 27th, 1972, when President Seymour rang in the class of 1976. The second was on August 24th, 1975, as I sat down here with you to watch my brother be rung in into the class of 79. The third time was very special. Stop looking at me. My son is down here in the front row, giving me all kinds of strange gestures, trying to break me up. But the third time was very special. It was for my son Sean and my nephew Joel Paquin. Joel, a 3-time letterman on our swimming team. Sean here, a member of the Clay Club and a member of Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. We're here for the ringing in of the class of 2016 by President White. I look forward, and I know my wife, who's in the back there, look forward to next May when President Hess will ring them out at the 178th commencement of our small Indiana college. However, today belongs to the class of 2019 as we wait for the moment when President Hess performs the tradition of ringing in the class. You may wonder, why is an alumnus welcoming the freshman class? Well, at Wabash, we alumni are passionate believers in a liberal arts tradition. How many members of the class of 2019 talked with an alum during your admissions decision-making process? Raise your hands. Great. How many members of the class of 2019 have a family member, brother, father, cousin, uncle, grandfather, stepfather, relative, who's a Wabash alum? Raise your hands. Wonderful. How many parents knew or talked to a Wabash alum about your son's interest in coming to Wabash? Raise your hand. That's what we like to see. Did any other college that you talked to or considered have such passionate alumni recruiting your son to come to their alma mater? I bet not. Alumni engagement with students does not end with recruiting for admissions. As we've talked about, there are three things that every Wabash man knows by heart: the gentleman's rule, our mission. Wabash educates men to think critically, act responsibly, lead effectively, and live humanely, and of course, Old Wabash. Wabash alumni model the gentleman's rule and the college's mission every day by being engaged in the education of Wabash men. You may ask, how do alumni play a role after they've graduated and students who are living here on campus? Well, we may be asked to be guest lecturers in a class, a speaker to a club or organization. Alumni serve as advisors to clubs, organizations, and fraternities. And yes, occasionally, as a friend of mine in one of the fraternities here referred to me once, serve as chief head cracker when necessary. We help as coaches and supporters of our sports teams. In addition, alumni are mentors to students, participants in career alliances, and other activities supporting our career services department. Wabash men serve this college in various other capacities on committees, advisory boards. Not only do we serve our college and its mission with our treasure by providing scholarships, buildings, and facilities, but also with our time and talent. For each is equally as important to giving back to our alma mater. Now, in return, alumni of Wabash have expectations for the class of 2019. As members of the Wabash community, we expect that you will explore your interest in your classrooms, be curious, get involved in extracurricular and co-curricular activities at the college. Wabash is not easy. We expect you to be challenged, but that is necessary for you to grow as a man. We expect you to support your classmates, your teammates, your friends and fellow Wabash men by showing up for recitals, exhibitions, performances, games, matches, and other events as your schedule permits. Wabash men take pride in the accomplishment of other Wabash men, however big or small those accomplishments may be. We support each other. We expect that you will participate in service projects like Wabash Day or other service events that benefit Crawfordsville or the communities in which you live. Through service, you learn the key and important part of our mission. That one man can make a difference in the lives of others. This is part of living humanely. Finally, we expect you to share your Wabash experience with other young men, for we are always looking for the next group of Wabash men to follow behind you. Keep the links of Wabash men alive by helping recruit future Wabash men at your high school or in your hometown. And finally, and most importantly, make friends with your fellow Wabash men. The bonds of brotherhood formed as undergraduates at this college can last a lifetime. Don't limit yourself to your dorm mates, fraternity house mates, housing unit, or other club members, or for that matter, other members of your class of 2019. Get to know the men in your classes from other classes here at the college. Join clubs, organizations, and teams. My Wabash classmates are my closest friends. They have stood with me at my wedding, been godfather to my children, supported me when I just needed to talk. I look forward to next June when the class of 1976 gathers from across the country for our 40th reunion. Moreover, the bonds of one Wabash man to another transcend class. As you become part of the larger Wabash fraternity of Wabash men, Wabash College is a place where traditions are valued. Part of our mission is to think critically about tradition and to hold on to those traditions that appropriately reinforce the values of our college and cast off those that do not. How many people noticed that the sign out on Wabash and Grant is different than it was their last visit? Good for you, Sam. That's the third version of that sign I've seen. Some of us thought that that sign should never change. Obviously, it's a tradition that was examined, and I like the new sign a lot better. The ringing in of a new class with the bell used by Caleb Mills, and 4 years later, ringing out of each class at graduation, symbolically ties your class, the class of 2019, to all those classes that have come before you. It reminds us that although we may be students here for 4 short years, we are part of generations of Wabash men who left us a legacy, just as you, the class of 2019, will create a legacy with your 4 years here and thereafter. My hope is that the legacy of the class of 2019 is a great one. On behalf of the alumni and alumnae of Wabash College, I welcome you and your families to the Wabash family. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. I look forward to our time together throughout the years. You lead our fellow alumni to even greater success. At this time, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you the 16th president of Wabash College. Dr. Gregory Hess is beginning his 3rd year at Wabash. President Hess has brought clear vision, clarity of purpose, and aspirational leadership to our campus. Like our mission and our gentleman's rule, President Hess calls us to maximize our performance daily, to further a culture of constant improvement, and to spread the fame of Wabash's honored name throughout the nation and world, particularly into the national conversation on higher education, most certainly that of men's education. He is firmly focused on ensuring that ours is indeed, as the new sign indicates, the liberal arts college for men, and attracts students and supporters alike accordingly. Our September 5th football game, the Gentlemen's Classic at Hampton-Sydney College, one of our few peer all-male institutions, and the events surrounding it will provide us an exceptional opportunity to do just that, to celebrate men's education. In fact, football gentlemen, we are 1-0 in that classic. So a 2-0 record in the contest would certainly help to cement our label as the liberal arts college for men. For his remarks to the class and a very important and special Wabash ritual, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 16th president, Dr. Gregory Hess.
Good job, Mike. Welcome, parents, guests, family, and friends to Wabash College. We are here to welcome our new students who will be known from this day forward as Wabash Men, Class of 2019. Welcome to a college that changes lives one young man at a time. Welcome to a college that will inspire and educate you. Welcome to our serious commitment to help you think critically, act responsibly, lead effectively, and live humanely. Welcome to the Wabash Challenge. The bedrock of our challenge is to be good men, educated and inspired. And our bedrock is the gentleman's rule, our only rule of conduct, and the ideal that will hopefully guide all that you do at Wabash College. The gentleman's rule is our cornerstone, and it is one of the most distinctive features of a Wabash education. It will be a guide for the rest of your lives. The gentleman's rule, though, is just one aspect of the leadership education that you will teach one another here at Wabash. Our leadership development centers on the fact that you are not customers here at Wabash College. You are citizens. You are adults, and you will be treated that way from this moment forward. You are expected to lead your clubs, govern your fraternities, and shape your own lives and the lives of others. You will be expected to think independently and judge thoughtfully. We even let you park anywhere that you want. But trust me, do not be that student who leaves your car in the Center Hall parking lot with 2 feet of old snow on top of it, while the administrative staff is circling like vultures, complaining that there's no parking in Center Hall. Be a good citizen. Do the right thing. Think of others before yourselves. Embody the gentleman's rule and be courageous in your decision making. Leadership education here is also infused with our mojo, not just our mission statement. It is 3 simple letters, WAF. They stand for Wabash Always Fights. Becoming a responsible leader means that you will occasionally fail, and any good leader will tell you that failure is just another side of progress. When you fall, and all of you will most certainly fall sometime during your time here at Wabash, you will dust yourselves off and get back to the task. And your friends and your brothers, faculty, staff, and alumni will help you. That is what Wabash is all about. Class of 2019, you will change this place forever, starting right now. So let me tell you about the first couple of years I've had here at Wabash and some of the things that I have learned that may be important to you as you develop into good Wabash men. First of all, as we've seen, you need to learn the song. And if you haven't gotten started yet, get to work on it now. Both verses, not just the first one, but both verses. Here's some rituals. Do not walk under the arch. Don't step on the W in the Allen Center. And make sure you walk around the college's sacred seal just inside the door of Lilly Library. I also encourage you to pat Eli Lilly's head on the way up and the way down the stairs of the library. And please do not be a stranger to the library, but we will get to that later. Learn to swim in the current and promise yourself each day that you will enjoy your Wabash days. Make an effort to make new friends and to start to piece together how you will find your success here at Wabash. You chose a rigorous liberal arts education, so get one. Passionately pursue your academic interests and find many of them, not just one of them. Get to know the faculty. They are superb and accomplished academics who are sincerely dedicated to your education. This college saw greatness in each and every one of you. We are a place of inspiration and expectation. We will expect great things from you, and we will inspire and support you to reach your fullest potential here at college, the potential that others also saw in you. Speaking of people who saw greatness in you, let me turn to your parents, friends, family, and guests who are here with us today or watching on the live feed. I know exactly how you feel. The empty pit in your stomachs, your nerves, your excitement, and your concern about whether you have done enough to prepare your son for this incredible journey called college. I'm sure that you're worried, just as Laura and I were when we dropped off our daughters at college. But college is not about you or me, it's about your sons. I invite you to let them go and to let them grow, to trust your sons to be the gentlemen we at Wabash know they can be. I invite you to go on the Wabash journey together with your sons, but please remember to allow them enough freedom to flourish and maybe even, upon occasion, to fail, so that they can ultimately learn from those experiences. Men of the class of 2019, please rise and join me in thanking your parents with a rousing chorus of applause. So now please sit down and allow me to give you some advice. Yes, indeed, the kind of advice that my daughters might roll their eyes about. But please indulge me as I find a way, the most succinct advice I can give you, and please do your best to remember it. And I call my advice the 4 gets, not to forgets. Here's the first get. The first get is get to work. College courses are hard, but certainly not impossible. Among other things, you are here to work. Make that your first priority. The corollary to get to work, ready for this? Go to class. There is no better place on earth to learn than in the class with your peers and your professors. And with an average class size of 13, there is no place to hide at Wabash College. There is no back row, there is no lazy river. And that is why you came here. One of the lamest excuses I hear is when a student explains to me, well, something was happening, and so I decided I wouldn't go to class. Really? Life gives no sufficient conditions for success. Hard work is really the only necessary condition there is for success. Show up. Everything in life you get, you work for, so get to work. That's the first get. The second get is get involved. Make friends and find activities that you enjoy. Find what inspires you and what you are passionate about, and make some friends along the way who you can enjoy this exceptional ride with at Wabash College. You will not enjoy college by yourself. Find some brothers to share the things with that you enjoy the most. Hiding in your room by yourself, sometimes late at night playing video games, might be enjoyable, might sometimes help you in your studies, but don't be that creepy guy who never leaves his room, who can't count on any fingers, on any hand, the close friends they've got at Wabash College, and who never manages to enjoy our campus life. So get involved. The third is get to bed. Let me talk to you straight. I've been an academic administrator for probably about 10 years of my life. Every sad story in college life has the same first sentence, and that was, it was late at night. I do not recommend that sentence for any short story you write while you're here at Wabash College, or the story you write about yourself during your time here at Wabash College. When people around you start making decisions that you're concerned about late at night, stop what you're doing and go to bed. Better decision making takes place in the morning light. I recommend this third get, not to forget, which is late at night, get to bed. Fourth and final one, and this is probably the most difficult one to learn, is how to get help. College is a set of big changes in your life, and changes are sometimes easy and sometimes they are not. Races are won on the turns. They are never won on the straightaways. Everyone looks good on the straightaway, but life is not just about the race on the straightaway. If you need help with your schoolwork, looking for an internship, or with your health, or with your state of well-being, it is incumbent upon you to get some help. There are people here, no matter the problem, who can help you. No man is an island. It is an important sign of maturity and wisdom to get help when you need it. So, gentlemen, your Wabash education has just begun. Get to work, get involved, get to bed, and get help. These are the 4 gets, not to forget. So, class of 2019, please rise and introduce yourselves to the men around you. Shake the hands of the men. Please. Shake the hands of the men who will become some of your greatest teachers. All right, sit down. Thank you for shaking the hands of the men who will become some of your greatest teachers, your greatest lifelong friends, your business partners, the best men at your weddings, and your strength in times of joy and need. I challenge you to live up to our high expectations set forth in our mission and gentleman's rule. Men of Wabash College, class of 2019, if you are ready to take up this challenge, to take on the responsibility embedded in your dreams, to take care for your own life and the lives of your brothers and all the men and women of Wabash, to set as your goal to live the wise, virtuous, and generous life embodied in the gentleman's rule, to live up to the high ideals articulated in the mission of this college, to think critically, act responsibly, lead effectively, and live humanely. Stand with pride so that I might continue the tradition begun by the first professor of Wabash College, Caleb Mills, and using his bell, ring you into the company of Wabash men. Congratulations, Wabash College class of 2019. Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Nice job.
Thank you, President Hess, and congratulations, Wabash men. In a few minutes, we'll dismiss, and parents and students will go to different sessions. Students, you will find your orientation group leader out on the mall. Look for the letter outside that corresponds to your group assignment, which can be found in the front right-hand corner of your folder. Parents, you will then move quickly to Ball Theater in this direction to the east for the Meet the Dean session. You will all get back together at 3:15 for the meeting with the student's faculty advisor, the place for which is identified on an orange-colored sheet in the student's packet, before giving hugs and saying goodbyes at 4 p.m. Parents and guests are reminded that just east of downtown, on the grounds of the Lew Wallace Study, is the Taste of Montgomery County event, for which you have free tickets for admission in your son's packet. Please join members of the Wabash and Crawfordsville communities as able at this annual event. Before closing, I'd like to thank the admissions office, orientation coordinator Heather Thrush, student coordinating leaders Adam Bertner and Sam Vaught, the religion major, by the way, that we assigned the weather, getting good weather for us to, and their student assistants, the staffs of Campus Services and Bon Appetit, and the National Association of Wabash Men for participating today and helping us ring in our new class. I'd also like to again thank Sam for the prelude and postlude music, and thanks to Richard Bowen, Eileen Bowen, and the Wabash College Glee Club for leading us in singing. The Glee Club will now conclude our program with the singing of the alma mater, the lyrics for which are located on the inside of the back cover of your program. On behalf of all faculty, staff, and administration, students, and alumni, welcome to Wabash. Enjoy the rest of your day, and please stand for our alma mater.